Welcome back to Undisputed. All right, guys, Tom Brady and Michael Jordan are both considered by many to be the GOAT in their respective sport. Both have multiple MVPs. Both have 6 championships. Michael Jordan has the record for most points scored in a playoff, while Tom Brady has the record for most passing yards in a playoff game. So, Shannon, when you consider both of these all-time greats, who is more clutch?
Skip, I'm going to try to explain this the best way I possibly can. Because football, there is no tomorrow. Hopefully I can provide some context for people. An NFL playoff game is a game 7 in every other sport in North America. Hockey, basketball, baseball. That's what football is, because it's finite. You know, you lose game 1, Skip. You remember the 91 finals against the Lakers. The Bulls lost the first game. So had that been football, it was over. They would have lost the finals. Tom Brady played 41 game 7s. And I think he won 30 of those games, or 31 of those games. So let that sink in for a second. Imagine Michael Jordan played 5 game 7s. He's 3-2. Tom Brady played 41 game 7s. Because that's what football playoff is. There is no tomorrow. There is no, man, we had an off game, but, you know, we'll come back, we'll regroup, we'll get them. Tomorrow is next year. That's what an NFL playoff game. I said all of that, and Tom Brady has been clutch beyond clutch. I would trust Michael Jordan to take a last-second shot as opposed to Tom Brady throwing a last-second pass. That's where I am on that, Skip. I'm done.
Okay. I'm glad you struggle with this, because so did I. I am so conflicted, because you know that Michael Jordan is everything to me. My all-time favorite player out in team sports. Ali was my favorite sort of competitor as a boxer and as just as a man for all that he accomplished. And yet, when it comes to MJ, I can't not go with him. So if I have one shot for my life, I want Michael Jeffrey Jordan to take that shot. But now, to your point, bigger picture, even though Tom Brady doesn't have a signature shot like Michael did at the end of his freshman year in college, he beat Georgetown in the national championship game with it was 15 seconds last shot, they were down 1. Again, to your point, Georgetown got the ball back and screwed it up, but still, he made the shot that won the national championship, and obviously, he made the walk-off shot at the end of his career that we're going to see at the end of The Last Dance, Game 6 at Utah. I was there. And yet, Brady, while he doesn't have that signature walk-off, that pass, the catch, you know, Dwight Clark from Joe Montana, even though that wasn't a walk-off, but Brady doesn't have that. So while he's not more clutch than Jordan, he's been clutch more than Jordan, because he's had so many more, to your point, sort of Game 7 opportunities, including the AFC Championship games. Because I got to throw in to his vast resume, the 2 AFC Championship games of recent memory, when he came back on Saxonville when everybody thought they had the best defense in pro football that year. They're down 20-10 early in the fourth quarter, and he throws for 138 with the 12 stitches in the palm of his throwing hand to pull them out of that game. And then he follows that up the next year with going to Kansas City and completing in overtime, converting 3 straight 3rd and 10s. It's just impossible to do that on the road in the cold. And those are just AFC Championship games. And then Tom's got 6 rings on 6 game-winning fourth-quarter drives. So they're down in every fourth quarter of all those games, and he brings them back. And sometimes you have said, well, Vinatieri won those games with field goals, especially those first 2 games. Well, look at what Tom did as a baby, his first year starting against the Rams in that first Super Bowl. He completes passes when John Madden's up in the booth saying, they had to shut the kid down here and just play for overtime. he completes a pass of 5 yards, 8 yards, 11 yards, and then with 29 seconds left, he completes a 23-yarder. A 23-yarder to set up the 49-yard field goal. Okay, so you got to give him some clutchness there because he could have screwed it up and thrown a pick. And then the next year he comes back against Carolina, and to set up the game-winning field goal, he completes passes of 13, 13, 4, and then 17 yards to Deion Branch with 14 seconds left. 17 yards to Deion Branch. That's clutch, man, to set up the game-winning field goal. So he had to get Vinatieri in that position. And then need I bring up the fact that in the first Eli Super Bowl, he did what he always does late in the game. He drives them down, what was it? First Eli, it's 80 yards. He drove them 80 yards down for a touchdown with 2:45 left to put them ahead by 4 points. And again, Belichick's defense let Eli come back 75 yards for the game winner. So again, Brady did his part and could have had a fourth quarter game-winning drive in the first Eli. And in the second Eli, he didn't have Gronk, who was hobbled around. You know, he had a bad ankle that day. And he still came within one kind of off-target throw of winning that Super Bowl with a late drive. And Wes Welker, I think, should have caught that ball. And then, of course, in the other loss, he throws for 505 yards and put up 33 points on Philadelphia, and Belichick's defense, for some reason, Malcolm Butler benched that game. We still don't know why. Belichick's defense gives up 41 to Philly's backup quarterback, Nick Foles. So Brady did a lot in that game that could have made him an even bigger winner. So when I look at clutchness over a vast expanse of time, Brady has been clutch more than Michael was, just because Brady's had so many more opportunities. And, you know, not to mention the against Seattle in the fourth quarter, they're down 24-14, and he throws for 124 and brings them back against the Legion of Boom. Against Atlanta, they're down 28-3 in part because of a pick six he threw, and he brings them back with 246 yards passing just in the fourth quarter and overtime to pull that game out. Epic comeback. I don't know what else I can tell you except he's been clutch for years upon years. But in the end, I'm with you. I still want Michael taking my last shot to save my life.
Skip, maybe it's me, and I play the game of football, Skip, but a game-winning drive doesn't seem as dramatic as a walk-off home run or a last-second game-winning shot or somebody putting the puck into the net. Skip, because it's a series of, it's 10, like you mentioned, it's 10 plays, it's 14 plays where it's one shot and the ball's over the fence, or it's one slap of the stick and the puck's in the net, or Jordan holding the pole. You're like, that's it. And I think when people look at it, Skip, they don't look at Tom Brady as like a game-winning drive. I'm talking about a game-winning throw. They don't look at a game-winning drive the same as a last-second shot or a walk-off, because it's a series of throws. But for me, you like I said, you think about it. Tom Brady, one game. If Tom Brady lose, because think about it, Skip, there have been times that he lost in the divisional round, and it's over. Just think if Michael Jordan would have just lost one game, he doesn't get an opportunity to advance to finals. So it's not like he went undefeated throughout all his finals. He did lose a game, and it's over. And so for me, like I said, Tom Brady has been more clutch, but for one shot, you want a shot or a throw, Skip. But like you said, for your life, I'm taking Mike.
Okay. And yet, to your biggest point, the reason it's hard for any of us to even put Brady in the same sentence or conversation with Michael Jordan, Brady just doesn't look the part or act the part. When we think of that 40-yard dash he ran at the Combine, he looks so unathletic, so geeky, so gawky, that you think, him more clutch than Michael Jordan? Well, yeah.
Be like Michael, be like Tom.
A 40-yard dash is never going to go away for Tom Brady, especially with that coming up tomorrow. I actually do have more Tom Brady for you guys, because 49ers GM John Lynch said they actually thought about pursuing Brady in free agency. We will dive into everything there